Hello everyone. Happy Monday. It is Monday. Feels like forever. It just feels very not Monday like. I don't know why. But it is Monday, so yay! Which also means that we are here live for our weekly card class. So thank you all for joining me, and thank you for your patience with no live last week. The new floors are in, yay! I am putting everything back together, but it's taking me a little longer this time. I swapped some things around, then swapped them around again. So yay! Hello Verna, hello Deb, how are you? Make sure when you come in that you let me know that you are here by leaving a comment, and then also make sure that you give me a thumbs up, and I would love for you to share the video as well. That really does help me out. So hello Sharon. All right, so real quick, we are going to be doing the paper pumpkin, the July 2025 paper pumpkin. It feels like we just did paper pumpkin not too long ago because I was behind with the move for June. So we're actually going to do July in July. Woohoo! So I wanted to show you really quick those 4 cards that you can create with this month's kit. These are how the kit actually has you create them. Oh, nope, that one goes this way, sorry. So those are the 4 cards that you create. You create 2 of each with this one. And I will let you know that if you have ordered a kit from me, then I will be getting those out probably not tomorrow, because we have meet and greet at the school, but probably it should be Wednesday. So if you've ordered the kit or refills, I did get all the refills in as well, so I will be getting those mailed out to all of you too. This one is a really cute kit. There are some refills left, so I would say if you want it, definitely get it now before they are gone. I don't see this one sticking around for too long, especially because you can only make 2 of each card. So we're also used to doing 3. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you with this one real quick is I actually made a scrapbook page. I'm gonna cover up my face for a minute. I have no idea what picture I'm even gonna put there, have no clue. But I really loved this kit so much that I couldn't not create one. So I did that before I could even start making the cards because I loved it so much. Last but not least, before we start making the cards, club. So if you are in my current club, July is going out, but of course it's going out a little later. You will be getting an email from me. The bundle went on back order, and so of course I had to wait for those to come in, or I am waiting for those to come in, and they're supposed to be in one day this week. So I have been watching UPS like a hawk. So you're gonna get an email from me that is delayed. The other thing to that is being gone or being away from the craft room again for a whole week has put me a little bit further behind. So I've got to finish cutting some of those packets as well. So you're going to get an email from me on that. So moving into club for August, I actually do have the cards created. Yay! I'm going to show them to you really quick. I love this bundle. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't so sold on it at first, but it was part of a training that I took. For most of you that I think come on here, you know I do a training with Rhonda Wade, which is one of the top demonstrators. And so it was a training, like a separate training that she did. And so anyway, she used that bundle, so I had to get it, right? And anyway, in saying all of that, I've actually fallen really in love with this whole suite of products. So what you will get in club for $45 if you subscribe, is a full pack of the muted palette dots, or palette, however you want to pronounce it. I think they're a little French. You'll get a full pack of the Boho Vibes 6x6 Designer Series paper. You will get a full bolt of the Cloud Cover ribbon, which I love this ribbon. And then of course you'll get the cardstock to make all of your projects. And then you can add on the bundle, which is, if I'm not mistaken, $43. And you can add on that bundle for cost only. So if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description of this video that you can click on, and it's registration and it's got all the information for club. So in saying that, let's do some crafting. Yay! All right, I'm gonna move you guys to the front. Let's see if I can do this without disconnecting you. And I've changed the setup again for this, for my live and all of that. So just bear with me as I kind of get it all back to figuring out how it's supposed to go. I think I'm getting there, but you know, it's always a hit or miss, right? Okay, I think I've got it. So let's start. We're gonna actually start with this card here. So we're gonna do some embossing. So yay for that, because I've really been into embossing lately. All right, and with this card, I want to actually point out this right here, this little banner. So I was holding off. I was really holding off on the banners and the letters. I was like, no, I don't need these. Well, that was a lie. I kept seeing all kinds of fun projects with these and I could not get them. So I broke down and finally got it. With some rewards that I had, and because you know, when you place orders $20 or above, you can collect some rewards. So I was able to get these and I am so in love with them. I cannot stop using these. I like these. I'm gonna have to say this, probably better than the banners from Nested Essential Dies, because there are so many sizes to it. So highly suggest, and you can do it as a bundle, or you can just do these if you don't go for the letters, you know, but the banners are well worth it. So we're gonna use that, and you're gonna see it a whole lot over the next like many weeks and projects. Yeah, Verna, you know, I really was too, but the banners are worth it in my opinion, because, you know, the nested essentials are great, but it's almost like it's never the right size. And these are all those sizes that you need in between. So they're great. They're great. For this project, we're also going to be using what is called the Perfectly Pairs dies. So we're going to pull out a couple of items from that. And I've already done the die cutting, so that you don't have to watch all that. And because we're gonna do the embossing, so that's gonna take a little longer than usual. Okay, because it is a lot with the flowers. Okay, I'm grabbing my little grid here. Now, in the stamp set, I forgot to show you the stamp set. Hold on. I always forget that piece of paper, because, you know, I really liked it when they had it printed on the actual part. Let me see, I think there we go. So this is the stamp set, large, sentiments, which is really nice. But it has 2 different flower sizes, which ends up being really great. So we're going to use both of those from this set. Okay, first and foremost though, we're gonna do our embossing buddy because we really wanna make sure that we do not have a lot of flowers that look bad from my oily fingers. All right, and then we're gonna come on over here. We're gonna start with the large one. I'm just gonna hold the corner down. And I'm really just randomly putting them. And hoping that I'm doing it with enough pressure. All right, and then let's do the little one. Let me move this over here. And you can kind of see it when you stamp them. You can kind of see where they're at because the Versamark leaves like a glossy look to it. Let's do one there. And then I think that's gonna be good enough. Yes, I think that's perfect. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we are gonna take our powder and I'm gonna grab it on a little area that is not embossed, collect it all down on one side, and then let it go. All right, I'm just gonna kind of let it kind of run up in there. There we go. All right. It's tricky when you're doing the whole background. All right, and then I'm shaking it off. I'm gonna flick it off a little bit too, turn it upside down. Okay, I think that'll work. All right, perfect. We'll put all this back together so that I don't mess all that up, right? Okay, so now we're going to take our tweezers because we do not want to burn ourselves. And we are going to pick it up. I'm gonna move this. We've got our little heat tool. And if you don't like loud sounds, just turn your volume down. But we're gonna heat all of this up. So it might take a little minute, a minute to do that. All right. So while I do this, tell me what you have been doing inside lately, because I know that most of you on here are somewhere from the south, and so it is blistering hot, hotter than I think it has been in a couple years maybe. I mean, I know we get heat waves, but I don't know, it just feels like maybe I'm getting old and I just don't like the heat as much, but I feel like this year has been hotter. And I don't even like to go outside at all. And I love the outside, but I don't want to go out in this heat. So tell me what you've been doing. I would love to know. I'm spending my time crafting. Lots of time crafting. All right, let's see. I actually sat at a table all last week and I worked on Paper Pumpkin because that was about all I had room for. That and kits. So, all right. Today you took a ride to, is that Columbia? To CO. Oh, okay. And I have a delay apparently on all my stuff. I don't know what's going on. All right, there we go. I think that is all good now. We will get the loudness gone. Okay. And just be careful when you touch your tips of it doesn't matter which Oh my goodness, I just drew a blank on what they're called. Goodness gracious. Your tips, be careful, because like even these are plastic, but they get really, really hot. So just make sure that you don't burn yourself with them. So, all right, we have our background now. So we are gonna take our card base and we're gonna fold it in half. Tweezers, that's the word I was looking for, and it would not come to my brain. Tweezers. All right. And now we are gonna take this and we're gonna pop it up. So we're gonna use some dimensionals to do that. And I'm gonna put a couple extra on here, only because I wanna make sure with the embossing that it doesn't, because it'll warp a little bit. So I just wanna make sure that I get it so that it's kind of flat per se on the paper. All right. And we'll take all of our backings off. And then we're gonna put this on our card base. Oh, and see, here I am turning off the light again. Oh, you went to Elgin. Look at there. Not too far from me now, not too far. Which it's not too far for you either. Yep. Oh, yeah, when they leave, it's a big deal for sure. Very big deal, Verna. All right, so we've got that on there. Now we're gonna take our Poppy Parade banner, and I've cut out 2 of the leafy vines from that Perfectly Paired, and we are gonna take and adhere 1 right across, just diagonal. So we're gonna grab some, yeah, I was gonna say it should be about an hour, because I think it's probably about an hour from where I'm at too. So yeah, it's not too far at all. Those are easy trips to make in a day. We're gonna put some glue dots on the back. And if I can get it to work. All right, and then let's add 1 more down here. I also like to use the kit dimensional, not dimensionals, mini glue dots, which are great to use as well. So if you've got those, you can use them. All right, so now we've got those down. Now we're gonna take this and we're gonna cut it apart. So we're gonna get our trusty little scissors. Hello, Nancy. So we are gonna do this one here, and then we're gonna do this one here. So we're just gonna cut these off, and then you can save this if you want, or you can get rid of it, whichever you want. We are going to put glue dots on the back here, and glue dots on the back there. And this is gonna come right down here, like this. And then this one is gonna go oh, you did. Oh, Sharon, that is awesome. I will tell you, I missed you ladies and crafting with y'all. Which I did forget to tell everybody. I will be doing my card class here in Darlington. It will be, we're just gonna stick that one right there. It's gonna get covered up with that little piece there and with a flower. So you don't need to worry about it being, that stem being long. My first class for Darlington will be on August the 9th. It's the 2nd Saturday of the month. And I'm super excited about it. And it will be here at my house for a while. So until I can find an actual place to hold it. So, all right, these are flowers from the kit. So it makes it easy. You don't have to stamp them. You don't have to cut them out. You don't have to do any of that. Oh, and Sharon, I see that y'all went to Carolina Wings. That's my favorite. That was my favorite restaurant when we lived in Gaston, close to you. We went there all the time. All right, so we're just gonna stick a whole bunch on here. And let's stick this one here. And I'm just taking the edges and kind of just putting my thumb in the middle and just kind of pulling them up a little bit, just to give them a little bit of dimension. All right, and then this one's gonna go there. And then let's do one more. And that's gonna go right down here, right about there. Okay, we'll flip this. Actually, before we flip it over, let's put our twine on it. So my favorite pack of twine, all the lovely colors. It seems I pick this and linen thread all the time, right? Okay, we're gonna wrap it around the top 3 times, and then we're gonna tie a bow. Hello, Melissa. We're gonna tie a nice little bow right here, if I can get it to not twist. All right, and we're gonna pull that just a little bit, pull that a little bit. We'll trim off the ends, the little tails, like that. We'll flip this over now, and we're gonna add some dimensionals to it because we gotta pop everything up, right? So we're gonna do 5 dimensionals, 1 in the center, 2 on the little tails, and then 2 up top. And I'm putting it on the twine so that it doesn't slide off. It kind of secures that in place. And then we're gonna line it up with the edge up here and paste it down. There we go. Then we just have to do our sentiment. And our sentiment is love you lots. I did it simple. We're gonna use garden green. The label is from the Perfectly Paired as well. And then garden green is the actual color that came in the ink spot for this kit. So, all right, then we're gonna put a little bit of adhesive on this end down here. And then we're gonna take a dimensional and we're gonna cut it in half. We're gonna stick that there. And then let's fold that extra adhesive over. And then we're gonna stick this right here. Now, if you want, you could even take this ribbon and tie a nice little bow and stick it up under your sentiment, which was one of the ideas I did. I liked it up here because it kind of helped separate this little no man's land up here on the banner. So I kind of felt like it just kind of made it all come together. So there you go. Now on this one, I did put a lot of the flowers. It looks like I put a little bit more, so you can load it up or let it go a little less. So, all right, so that is card number 1. And now we're gonna do card number 2, which I love. So this is using a set called Cheers and Sips. Now, most of you know I'm not a big drinker, but I love some fruity little drinks, especially during summer. So I had to pull this one out so we could use it. We are going to also use one of my favorite embossing folders, which is the Forever Plaid. And again, I've done a lot of the die cutting for this. You can go on to my website, to the blog, and you can get all the measurements that I used. This is one of the card bases from the kit, and so is this, but I gave you the measurements of it so that you could have those as well, okay? So the whole blog post is there, and then like always, you can get these as a make and take kit mailed to you if you order this week, $50 before tax and shipping. All right. So let's do this. And I'm gonna get myself together over here. Okay. Now, we are going to first, I've done the strawberries already, and let me show you the strawberries. So the strawberries come from the stamp set, your little strawberries in your stems, but every 3 months, Stampin' Up! Comes out with dies, which I've shared before. And the July, August, and September dies have the outline for those two images in the stamp set for this month. And then it also has, if you wanted to just do cardstock, you could do cardstock and actually cut out some of the detail. You could do the detail on it. So I used that, and I already stamped and cut those out, so y'all didn't have to watch all that. And I wanted to show y'all the glasses. Okay, so this is the Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper. And in that paper, one of the patterns is a whole bunch of these. There's short ones, what I call short ones, and then there's tall ones. So it coordinates with being able to use the glasses in the set, short and tall, and you can create drinks from it. Okay, so that's exactly what we're gonna do, and we're gonna use some black memento for that. All right, I'm gonna move that out of the way so I don't ink it all up, because you know I will. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we wanna make sure that we go up high enough so that it looks like the drink is not overflowing. So we're gonna go up a little bit like that, okay? And then we're gonna do the little one. And we're gonna come up and do that. And of course, every time it's gonna be a little different, so don't stress over that. All right, now we're gonna take the dies, the coordinating dies, and we're gonna cut out those two pieces, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and line them up and use my little tacky tape here. One, oh, and I've got one already over here. All right, so let's line that up. We're gonna go ahead and stick that on, and we'll get the big one. And this also has a strawberry in it. But I wanted to, of course, use the paper pumpkin stuff. All right, and then we've got this one. So we'll do that. And then let's grab our machine. And then we'll run these through. Like that. Okay, so now you have glasses with some strawberry drinks in them. Okay, let me put these back over here so I don't lose them. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start putting our little card together. All right, it's got some extra little things going on there. All right, so let's fold our card base in half. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we are gonna take the card base that we pulled from the kit. We're going to attach it. We'll just use some seal for that. And then we're just gonna line it up with this edge over here. And you wanna make sure that you leave enough room down here at the bottom to put your sentiment. See if I can get it to go. So you're gonna have a little bit more at your bottom than your top, and that's okay. This one I think I did get pretty close to level, but anyway. All right, so now we're gonna take You're the Best, and we're gonna take some strawberry slush, and we're gonna go ahead and stamp that down at the bottom. Right down there. Perfect. All right, and since I've already stamped those, we're good. All right, now we're gonna take our, so what I did was I cut it out with one of the circles and then I embossed it afterwards. If you emboss first and then cut out with the circle, you're gonna lose some of your raised images. It'll flatten it out some. So you want to die cut first and then do your embossing folder. We're gonna flip that over. We're gonna add some dimensionals to it. And we're gonna do that one we cut in half, and we're gonna put it in the center. So the little baby one doesn't get wasted. All right, and then we're gonna stick it right here. We're gonna take our tall glass here. We're just gonna put adhesive on the back. And we're gonna put it at an angle to the left. Then we're gonna take our short cup. We're gonna put dimensionals on the back of it. And I think we're gonna do 5 just to make sure that we're good. Okay, and then this one is gonna go at an angle to the right, like that. Now let's put our strawberries together. Okay, so I've got 1 strawberry slush and 2 flirty flamingo. And then I did the stems in different colors. So I did garden green and old olive, just to kind of make them a little different, because every strawberry you get in a patch or a little container from the store, they're all different, right? They're all even different shades of reds and pinkish and whatever. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our mini dimensionals, or I don't know why I keep calling these mini dimensionals. We're gonna take our mini glue dots and we're just gonna put it right here on the edge, and then we're gonna attach it. Now what you're gonna notice is that there we go again, the glue dot may stick out a little bit. That's fine. That doesn't matter. I really just kind of want it to be as close to the edge as we can make it and still stay. All right, and then we're gonna do this one. We're gonna put it right there on the edge. I probably shouldn't have attached it to the table. All right, and then I'm gonna flip them over as I go. All right, so one more. And then we're gonna attach that one. All right, so this one we're gonna do, actually let's do this one because it's gonna have the different colored stem. So this one, we're gonna put some adhesive on the back. And we're gonna stick it right about here. We're gonna take the strawberry slush one, we're gonna pop it up, and we're gonna put it to one side. Okay, and then we're gonna put just a little bit of adhesive on that one, and we're gonna let it kind of hang over our cup. This one is gonna get popped up kind of the same way. We're gonna put a little bit of adhesive on this side, and then we're gonna put 2 dimensionals here. Okay, this one though, because this cup is already popped up and your circle's popped up, you're gonna wanna slide this up underneath your cup a little bit, okay? Not too much, you don't have to do it too much. And then there you go. Okay, next to last thing. This is the ribbon from the braided petal pink trim. So I love this ribbon, but I love the fact that I can pull it apart. because I don't like thick ribbons that much. This is great as like a wraparound on something, but if you're gonna add a little bow to something, I think it's too thick, other than maybe in a package or scrapbooking or whatever. So I pulled out some of the thread, because I'm always doing that with a lot of our stuff, especially if they braid it. We're gonna do 3 pieces. This one's a little shorter, which is good. Okay, so we've got 3 pieces here, and then we're gonna tie a bow. So it's still a little thicker, but it's not as thick as it could be, which is great. We don't want it too thick. And then we're gonna take and trim this side and that side. I'm gonna leave those 2 long ones there. We're gonna grab glue dot. Got it right this time. And actually I'm gonna add 2 just to be on the safe side. All right, then we're gonna stick it right there. And then last but not least, we're gonna do my, of course, bling bling, because you gotta have summer with a little bit of bling. So we're gonna add the foil gems to it. And there it is. Okay, so we're gonna add several of these. And then we're gonna do 1 here, 1 here, down there, and then let's do another one there. Okay, there we go. There is card number 2. And I will have one more card for you later this week. It'll come out on Thursday. I cannot promise what time it'll come out on Thursday, but it'll come out at some time. Thank you, Verna. Okay, so there is card number 2, and then let me grab card number 1. There we go. All right, so those are 2 of the cards that you will get in your make and take for this week. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. But thank you everyone for joining me for our card class tonight, and I will see you all later. Bye.